Hear ye, and welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Rollison, also known as T-Roll, and tonight we are here to review The Mandalorian, the finale of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. And to do so, I have a couple buddies of mine with me. First of all, we have Justin Sandoval, a.k.a. Sandy, and we also have Apple Zach's Zach Markham in the building. Boys, we don't have Shimado. He's not feeling too well tonight, but our thoughts go out to him. We miss you, brother. Hope you can listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe he might actually listen to this one, guys.
He will actually listen to this one.
You think so?
I think
once in his life, yeah.
I think he's going to tune in for it.
I hope so. How you guys feeling?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I was better a couple minutes ago before Markham busted out some eucalyptus lotion, and now that's all I smell.
Well, bro, do you want some?
Dude, this
Smells great.
So bad.
It smells good, dude.
Oh,
What
dude,
are you
it's
talking
relaxing.
about?
It's
It's relaxing. Exactly. He knows.
Where did that come from? Why
Man,
did
it
you?
smells
Why do you
great.
have that right now?
From the THC store?
It smells great.
It's bothering my nose. If I start sneezing on the podcast, by the
Oh,
way,
yeah, you
I'll
are.
Just,
You probably will sneeze.
I'll just let you guys. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm
you
going to
just-
sneeze. Holy smokes.
second
Bro, you
emergency
just-
tonight.
Now I might sneeze.
Yeah.
I might sneeze under peer pressure.
All right, time to talk about The Mandalorian. For everyone who's tuned in, big shout out to you. Thank you so much. We want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button wherever you are listening. Also, to share the podcast with all your friends. If you got any Star Wars friends, Star Wars buddies, hit them up with the podcast. And follow us on social media at Royal Geek Pod. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, Facebook,
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
Reddit,
All of
Foursquare.
Grinder.
Foursquare. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Are you,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
you got us on Grindr over there? Twitch.
He's our ambassador on there. Yeah.
This is an interesting pod already. All right. Believe it or not, we are going to talk about The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Finale episode.
Finale episode
Season 3.
of Season 3. That is a very strong smelling eucalyptus. I'm not going to lie.
Told
Hey, dude,
I
it
wish
does
that the
smells-
listeners could smell it.
Yeah.
We'll drop the link
All right.
in the description.
Mando, the finale. Here's your spoiler warning. We're just going to get into it. Yeah. What you guys think?
General thoughts. All right.
General thoughts,
So,
Justin. You go first.
As an episode.
Why did you hate it?
As a TV show, as an episode, I thought it was a solid, really good episode for a regular TV show. But for a Star Wars show, it sucked. Honestly, it was very disappointing. I was extremely disappointed with this episode.
Yeah. Okay. Markham, similar thoughts?
So for me, if I had to rate the episode from 1 to 10, 10 being good, 1 being, bad, I would have to give it a 5. And the only reason I would give it a 5 is because it had some amazing fight scenes in there.
It did. It truly did.
The choreography, between the Mandalorians and, the Imperials was phenomenal for me. Because, they both have Beskar armor. So, they had to use like different tactics. Bo-Katan with the Darksaber was freaking incredible. But as far as like the story and the plot and just wrapping up this series as a whole, it just didn't do it for me, man. It just, I feel like they missed out on a lot of cues. They could have set so much other Star Wars content up, and they just chose not to, and that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like they chose not to do it, and that's what pisses me off about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It was interesting. Right from the jump, right? I'm on Disney Plus.
Dun, dun, dun.
I see it's called The Return. I was like, okay, so maybe someone's returning. But now, in light of what we learned about continuity with titles on this show,
Yeah.
right, with the spies, I'm like, well, you can't really trust anything.
Nope. You can't trust
Don't
the
really
titles at all.
Maybe I just shouldn't read into it too much. But I saw it was 41 minutes. And I remember my exact thought when I saw that it was 41 minutes. I was like, oh, Justin's mad.
There's not enough time to wrap up. Like you
Yeah.
have to land this crazy Star Wars ship because there's so much going on.
Right.
And then you allow yourself to have 41 minutes. Like what?
And
did
they
Including 5 minutes of credits.
Right, yeah,
Yes,
and they didn't even use all the credits. So, like, once I got to the credits, I'm thinking, like, okay, there's going to be
Post-credit.
there's going to be a
Post-credit.
post-credit
Yeah.
scene. There's going to be a post-credit scene. There was none of that crap.
Yeah.
Like, it was just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I got recommended to watch Andor, which is a better TV show now.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just like too critical, right? But like, I just felt like, man, like it was such a very underwhelming.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, not in the action. The action was great. I don't know what man. I'm so mad about a few things. Okay, should we start with? Let's start with last week because we spent
Okay.
a long episode having a discussion about who's the second spy.
Yeah, we did. That was a large speculation.
we
just got slapped in the face this week. This week
Yeah.
was a slap in the face. It
yeah.
really was.
Disney was like, "What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Second spy?"
Yeah. No,
There
it's
clearly
just-
was not one,
Yeah, they just named it the spies plural, but they only were going to talk about one. Like that's
and they hardly even talked. I mean, man. So we had a few theories. We thought maybe it was the armorer. Maybe it was Axe Wolves. What
Yeah.
other theories did we have? I don't even remember.
Jar Jar Binks was in there.
Jar Jar. Yep.
R2D2.
Grief Cargo. We had Grief
Grief.
Cargo.
Yep, we did.
I'm over here trying to be serious.
Yeah.
We had Iron Man was one of them.
We had a ton of options that we thought was going to be
Dude.
a factor. It had played no factor in it.
None at all.
They ignored it actually altogether.
So
which
yeah, and here's the thing. So
hurt
once I
more.
see Axe Wolves, but here's the thing. Even when he got up to the command center on that starship or whatever they had,
Yeah, the cruiser.
the cruiser, even in that moment, I was like, oh, he's getting
something's
everyone
gonna
out,
happen. Yep.
and he's about to
And
just
he's going to dip.
he's gonna dip or something, yeah. And then he's like, no, apparently he's being a hero. And so I'm like, okay, well then it has to be
is
the
the way.
armor. And then my thought was like, well, we haven't seen the armor yet. Like she went back with the injured people,
Right, yeah.
Right.
and they would have certainly gotten back to that ship long before Axe.
Right.
But we didn't see her anywhere until we hear her voice.
Yep.
And she's descending with the rest of them to go back up Bo-Katan and the troops that are on the ground. So it's like, man, like the armor and so our two biggest theories for this man, it's just like what? Oh, I'm just so
Why?
mad.
Why give us that little bit of speculation? Like, or
Why
things
can't
to
you
look
just
into?
call it the spy?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is with Axe, I really thought he was a spy when he finally boarded the cruiser.
Yeah.
And he's running through, and he's like, "Bo-Katan needs our help." Like when he said
Yeah,
that line,
yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, he's a spy."
Yeah, it
That's
sounds
He's gonna.
very
He's gonna.
fishy.
Yeah. Why would he say that? Why would he say
Yeah.
it like that? He did when an episode before he was questioning every single action that she made. Like it didn't make any sense. So, he wasn't the spy. There is no spy. We're done talking about the second spy because it doesn't exist. So.
Yeah, so that seemed like an intentional. There was going to be a mole within the Mandalorians,
Right, yeah.
and there wasn't.
But I guess speaking of Axe Woves, okay. Speaking of him,
Oh, it's Woves.
yeah,
I said wolves. Didn't
it's
I?
okay. It's okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of him,
Whoa.
here's one of my biggest problems with this episode. You ready for this? So Axe Woves can fly from. Okay, so you have the surface of the Earth, right? They were under the surface of the Earth, right, and wherever they were.
I think I know where you're going with this, and I want to
Mandalore.
comment after.
Yeah, they were inside Mandalore, like the crust of the Earth, right? In
not
a
the
cave,
Earth.
in some sort of cavern. No,
Correct.
not Earth, but the surface,
saying
right?
Earth.
Anyway,
Mandalore.
So
The
I'm
crust of
Mandalore.
Mandalore.
I'm like trying to correct
The-
you, and
the crust.
you're like doubling
Anyway,
down.
wait, just- just-
below the
yes,
Earth's
below
surface.
the Mandalore surface. Okay, and he flies on his jetpack all the way from underneath Mandalore surface,
Yes.
to space.
Yep.
and
Yep.
boards the ship.
But
these
they-
jetpacks can't make it to catch up to a freaking dragon
Bird.
to
Exactly.
save
Exactly.
Ragnar.
Freaking exactly, dude.
They- we're out of fuel. Sorry, but hold on. Let me travel to space real quick.
Well, all right. So here's my theory on
Continuity,
that.
people.
So
Continuity.
here's my theory on
hear it,
that.
Markham.
Okay. Maybe when that dragon attacked, they had low fuel reserves on their jetpacks already. Okay. And then whenever they teamed up with Bo-Katan, they refueled their jetpacks before they went into battle. That's maybe what happened.
Yeah, but Paz Vizsla said we never catch up to him. This is about where we run out of gas every single time.
So-
Like he basically said that.
Yeah, and
But he never said that. We're starting on full from empty. Like they could have started from like half a gallon. They could have started.
y'all
from
are
a
talking
quarter
about
of
the
a gallon.
distance, and I'm over here like, do they have oxygen within these suits?
Oh, we know we do
Yeah, they-
because
yeah, they do have oxygen.
Mando himself, when he got to the planet, he's like, R5, where are you? And then he's like, okay, well, I guess I have to pressurize my helmet.
Okay,
and
yeah.
And then he gets out and walks
yeah,
around.
that's right.
Yep.
But I don't know. That was just a nitpicky thing for me.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree. And my only thought is like maybe his jetpack is, they've kind of kept up with technology a little better than the.
Yeah, maybe. The real
the
question is
Coven.
though is like, how do they go to the bathroom in those suits?
filtration system. Right?
Filtration system.
But
a
yeah,
very good
so that
point.
was a gripe of mine. I mean,
Wow, yeah, great point, Markham. That is a good
And
thought.
now, skip ahead 30 minutes while we break down the filtration
Oh, this
system.
episode wasn't that long.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. Anything else you guys want to gripe on, or you want me to keep going? I don't know.
I feel bad that we're just being so mean to it.
There's some.
Let's talk about some
highlights.
good stuff.
Okay.
And then we'll come back to the
The
bad.
jetpack battle scene was pretty sick.
Oh, it was incredible.
It was. They all come flying in, the Mandalorians from the top, and then you see the stormtrooper Beskar troopers, whatever
fly
they are.
up.
They fly up, and then they're just like all out assault. And I did love the armor who did like a cool flip in the air, and
She was
came
killing it.
down with her hammer. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, it reminded me a couple episodes
Yeah.
of Clone Wars in the final season. Which, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. You'll know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah, for sure.
there was a lot of good clips from that got transitioned into this. That I feel like they choreographed very well.
The action was
to
top notch.
Yeah, to resemble
for
it.
sure.
The only issue I had with the jetpacks is like, where does Mando keep putting his jetpack at? There's scenes where like he's not wearing one, and then he's wearing one.
Well, he got taken away
then-
from him when he got kidnapped.
Is that what it was?
When he
Yeah,
got
they
captured,
took
yeah.
it.
They
Okay,
took it from
maybe-
him.
maybe I
and
wasn't
that's
paying
why they
attention.
made an emphasis show that he took the Beskar troopers and put
Okay,
it on.
all right,
That's what it
all
was.
right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, while we're talking about things we liked, when he's like making his way to the command center, and they got R5's taking the shields down, that whole scene
Yeah.
was sick.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was
it was incredible.
That was a Phantom Menace scene.
Yes,
for sure, dude. Like,
And you
Good
could,
shout.
yeah, dude.
Yes, and you can see the Imperials there just waiting, and they're waiting.
Yeah.
They're like, we're screwed.
Yeah, he's mowing them down one by one, and
John
they're
Wick
just
style.
waiting. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And R5 in itself, like he got to step up and be a hero. Like he missed his opportunity when he failed to like travel with Luke. Like he didn't even make it to Luke's like hut, and he blew up, and he didn't get a chance to go on R2's adventure and be a hero.
Yeah.
And here's his chance. He got to be a hero.
You know, I relate to R5 on a very special way. You know, like you're just an anxious droid, the want to prove yourself to the world, and you know, sometimes your moment isn't your moment.
Yeah. Sometimes a coward, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't say coward. I wouldn't
He
say
didn't
coward.
want to do
I
it.
would say
He didn't want to do it. He was like, he was given some.
I feel like
he
he,
was
I feel like
nervous.
he, I feel like he did want to do it, but his body wouldn't let him. His droid body wouldn't
Okay.
let him. You
Yeah,
know.
you know, I can see you relate to that.
Yeah, man. Sure, thanks.
Well, let me piggyback on this, and since you're talking about the scene, the command center, I thought it was kind of lame. All right, here it is. Moff Gideon's looking at his command center, and he's like, "Oh, there's the Mandalorian and Grogu, and these little dots, and there's
One's
one
green.
colored green for Grogu,
Like
and the
he
other
freaking color coded it.
yeah. And so apparently these sensors can pick up what color the people are.
That or
I
he,
don't
that or
know.
he could
Well,
just
he's-
choose the color of the reticle, you know, on the map. Like he's just
Sure,
going
yeah.
over
He's
through
just-
like, you know,
Yeah,
video
this one's
editor
gonna be
from
green, You're gonna be
Windows.
blue. Yeah, like it just doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Why is that sensor showing up green? What was the other one? Red?
It is significantly smaller than
yes,
Mando's.
yes. That makes
Yeah.
no sense at all.
Yeah, and then I guess like it was also weird how he's like, I'm gonna go take care of him myself, but ultimately it's like by waiting right here.
You're waiting for them to come to you.
Yeah, yeah,
But he
exactly.
walks away. Like he goes away. But
Yeah.
he waits for them to come to him. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Again, that
at
felt.
all.
There's a part of me that's almost like, did they mess things up and just have to do shoots that they didn't want? Like, because so much of this felt. The pacing was weird.
Yeah, it was.
So okay, a big reason that Moff Gideon's mad is because apparently he has some clones of himself.
yeah.
Now
yeah.
you
Which
might not,
was lame.
which you might not know if you looked away from the TV for about those 7 seconds that they were on the screen.
Yeah. Where Grogu has a chance to do a little jump because
Yeah.
the eyes open.
Yeah, and it's like, and it almost didn't even feel like they really they didn't explain the significance.
Well, they relied on their recap with Dr. Pershing and bringing him
Right.
again. That's what they
There you
relied
go.
on.
And guess who skipped the recap? Guess who
yeah.
always skips the recap?
Always
Me,
skips
because
the
I don't.
recap. Yeah.
But it's like it just felt really weird, and it's like, okay, if those things were so important, don't you think they should have been? I don't know.
Yeah, talked about,
guarded. Well, first of all, yeah, talked about.
Yeah.
Guarded,
That's
protected.
true. Good point.
And now Moff Gideon's mad. It's like, dude, go
Yeah,
protect.
but is he mad? Because even when he explains, like, he doesn't sound like he's mad. He's like, oh, they were supposed to be built to wield the
I
force.
thought he was mad.
I don't know. He was sounding so nonchalant about it. I really
thought he was furious.
Yeah, I definitely felt the frustration with Moff Gideon and everything. But I feel like they dropped the ball here with the clones. because they could have gone several ways, dude. They could have gone where those were like clones of Snoke that they were preparing, and then you actually see like the actual person that was used to clone Snoke, and it turns out being Mace Windu. He's still alive. That would have been freaking amazing. Or if you want to go the Star Killer route, and have clones of Star Killer over there, and then Star Killer's introduced, like they've been saying they're going to do, that would have been freaking amazing. But nah, dude, we get clones of Moff Gideon that we see for 5 minutes,
don't see the light of day.
And then that was the big reveal. That was the big reveal for the whole freaking 3 seasons of Mandalorian about cloning and cloning Force wielders. That's why they needed Grogu. Yada 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 was from Moff Gideon. Yeah. And that just pissed me off, dude. It just pissed me off. Yeah. And then like they just ended like that, no biggie, swept under the rug.
Yeah, and he drops a line like a few seconds later. He's like, "They were so close to perfection, and you ruined it." That kind of thing.
Yeah, dude. Like don't like who do you think you are, bro? You think you Vader? You're not Vader.
It's just so weird. It's like if they were so close to perfection, why didn't we heard about them?
Right.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because you don't show us the villain until the 7th episode every season.
Every season.
It's like. I don't know if that's totally accurate, but it feels like it.
For season 1 and 3, it's very accurate. Yeah. But I don't know, man. There was just so many things that were off because they went in a slightly different direction with everything.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm done with these clones. I'm for real.
Keep going.
Again, I know nothing about them. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to care about them because of a recap scene. That's poor planning.
Yeah.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way to kind of flush out a story.
Yeah, and then
right?
he's mad about it. He's all butthurt, and his suit is OP. So I'm like, well, why do you need these clones if your suit's so OP?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, his suit has apparently super strength where it can destroy a dark.
Nothing
saber,
was really
right?
So he did explain his suit in the penultimate episode. I just don't remember what he said.
I mean,
he perfected the Dark Troopers or something like that, or like the new class of Dark Troopers.
And the way that they communicated it was enhanced. It was like every time he made a movement, it went. Zzz, zzz, zzz,
yeah, like
every single time.
Winter Soldier over here.
It was crazy. And we're going to the suit. Him and Bo-Katan have a really cool looking battle. Like it was a really good choreographed fight scene.
Yeah.
She's wielding the Darksaber. He's doing some cool Beskar armor stuff with his helmet on and everything. And then he destroys the Darksaber.
Did they nerf the Darksaber?
Yeah, which Moff Gideon really wanted the Darksaber, right? Was that one of his things?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe 45 seconds prior to destroying it, he's like, "Give me the Darksaber."
Yeah, exactly. And then he just squeezes it, breaks it, and then he's done.
Like, "It's gone now."
Yeah,
pisses me off, dude.
I know.
I was so freaking furious. Like, first of all, the Darksaber is a freaking phenomenal object. Okay, it is a staple of Mandalorian and Jedi culture.
Yeah,
it's been going on for thousands of years. Kept the peace.
It survived a lot.
Survived a lot,
but
and
not a clenched fist.
And this dude crushes it
exactly.
with not 2 hands, but with one hand, bro.
Well, technically 2 because he used Bo-Katan's
That's true.
hand.
Technically 2.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
That's garbage.
I know.
That's
it was bad.
Yeah.
And if he would have crushed the Darksaber, wouldn't he have like broke Bo-Katan's hand like in the process? Like, doesn't that make sense?
I mean, yeah, that would make sense. But
just
no.
pisses me off, man. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stupid. Just freaking stupid.
Okay, so the Darksaber's destroyed. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, so what does he want now?
Real quick, with the Darksaber, I'm seeing a lot of people, like, we're down on it that it's been destroyed, but there's people out there who actually are interpreting the Darksaber as it's not necessary anymore for the Mandalorians. Like, they won the battle, right? They won the conflict, right? And the Darksaber was always a symbol of somebody to lead people into battle. And now that they can prosper as a community, like, the Darksaber was never needed anymore moving forward, which I call
Can they prosper as a community?
That's crap.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's crap.
Their home just got
argument. I saw that argument.
Their home just got bombed
yeah,
again.
dude. You say, like, someone saying that is like they're disrespecting the Mandalorian culture.
Yeah,
like, you're disrespecting the Mandalorian culture. Like
this is not the way.
Yeah, this isn't the way, bro. Like, Mandalorians were born to rule, dude. They're a freaking fighting, very aggressive, honorable species, badass of a race, okay? And it takes one person to hold a very significant weapon, not some cheap little toy from Toys R Us that you can crush in one hand, okay? A very significant weapon, and that shows your rank. That shows your worth if you could wield that weapon.
Exactly.
And like I don't know, dude. I feel like they are going to need it because without it, it's just going to be chaos, dude. That's the whole reason why Bo-Katan was able to unite with the Creed and everything is by showing off that saber. That's how she got Axe Woves back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Like-
It was the symbol that united them all.
Yeah,
And
dude.
That is a
now,
good
now
point.
now it's gone.
Can they fix it?
probably
I mean-
not, dude. Like it's.
I mean, Paz Vizsla created, or no, Paz Vizsla's ancestor created it, who was the first Mandalorian Jedi.
Right.
And I don't know, a Jedi has to create.
Wow, a Mandalorian Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mandalorian. That's how badass this weapon
Yeah.
was, dude.
A Jedi has to create a lightsaber. So
wait,
I don't know.
So, dude,
Grogu could bring
yeah,
it back.
didn't Grogu, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Step up, Din.
Yeah, dude.
Which
Do your job, Dan.
I mean, if you want to go into the
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay,
Not yet.
I got some things about that one
Not
too.
yet.
Okay.
No. I can't even. Because for me, my biggest problem with this episode isn't even stated yet.
Okay.
It's the culmination
Mm-hmm.
of the battle.
Okay.
So first of all, and I'm not really mad about this next part, but so is it known that Force users can like make little force fields around them to protect from like flames and stuff?
Yes,
Yeah.
depending on how strong you are
like
with the
Mewtwo?
Force.
It's kind of like Mewtwo, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that wasn't a
It wasn't
big deviation.
It
That was-
wasn't out of the norm.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. What kind of freaking ending was that, bro? So Moff Gideon, we think, dies. Although I've seen like Anakin burn alive.
He gives a
I don't think he's dead.
Darth Vader-esque no,
And he-
like as he blows
he's-
up in the flames.
Yeah.
So if Vader died while screaming like that, then maybe Moff Gideon did. I don't know.
No, but Vader didn't.
Well, Vader says it at one point, but right before he dies. Like,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say like, what is up with this guy getting like blown up? And I'm not gonna say where else it's at, but if you know, you know.
Here-
Oh yeah.
Here's my thing. Here is my thing, dude. This is my biggest gripe. So he's engulfed in flames. I'm like, oh, he's probably dead. Then I'm thinking, well, they're definitely trying to let us know that he's dead when we see that the only thing keeping the others alive is Grogu's force field.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I'm thinking, the flames stop. They're about to see a charred body, or they're about to see something, a mask on the ground, or I don't know, maybe they're gonna have like a celebratory, like, hey, we just did that, and people are gonna come together, but instead they just flash forward to like a ceremony,
Yeah. Yeah.
For Ragnar.
Ritual. Yeah, for Ragnar and Grogu.
and I'm like, wait a minute, how much time just passed from like the end of that battle, and also like Moff Gideon's not the only person in that threat in that fight. Like, what about all those TIE fighters like that went up into space?
Where are they? Yeah.
So the battle just ends so fast, like
Unexplainably.
dude,
It ends unexplainably.
unexplainably, remarkably quick. And I'm gonna say this, guys. Ready? It might be the worst finale that I've seen on Disney Plus.
Whoa, wait a minute. On Disney Plus?
Disney Plus.
Even the Marvel show?
I'm talking Marvel shows, bro.
Whoa.
At least in the storytelling.
Wow.
Certainly in the storytelling.
I don't know, man. That's a bold statement there, man.
I said might. I didn't say for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like the action was great.
Dude, we
but
need to watch all the finales on Disney Plus and
just
see.
to see. Well,
Yeah.
because my point is like the culminating battle was going good, and then
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
it ends, and it like, and then there's no, and then it's like, oh yeah, time to like do a ceremony ritual. There is no mention of the Darksaber being destroyed. There's no mention
Yeah.
of what's going next, of what's happening
Right.
next. It just felt so.
You give this
They
up-
don't. They
you-
don't even acknowledge. Shoot, what's his name? Like it just went blank.
Paz Vizsla?
Paz Vizsla's death?
Yeah, Paz Vizsla's death. They don't even acknowledge
Yeah.
that happened. Like his body's probably still over there, dude. just chilling
Yeah. Dang, dude.
with the villains.
That's just nuts, man. You're right. It did end way too abruptly. And you give this episode at least 12 minutes to explain that all of what you were asking for. And yeah, they could do it in 12 minutes. But they don't. Instead, they choose to cut the episode short, run 5 minutes worth of credits, and not give you your full explanation.
Full explanation, dude. I didn't get any of an explanation.
Yeah, there was no
Like,
explanation.
are they going to try to rebuild Mandalore? Like, how are they going to do that? Like, again,
Is Mandalore compromised now?
is Moff Gideon dead?
Yeah.
Again, like, I'm assuming that they want us to believe that he's dead, but I need to see a damn body.
Right, which we didn't see. So if you don't see a body, I think this is a Shimano thing. Shimano would say, like, if you don't see a dead body,
Yes.
then there is no dead body,
Yes,
and you need to.
and like with all the enhancements on that suit, I'm like,
Right.
he's probably all right.
Yeah,
He's
he probably
fine.
survived.
He's probably
He might
fine.
have just flown out of there.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
I don't know. It's just like,
mean-
oh yeah, and I'm gonna conveniently blow up
Yeah.
the base like
Well,
with the ship.
we talked a lot about fight scenes, right? I'm gonna gripe again. Here's another gripe. Screw positivity this episode. Okay, I'm throwing it out the window right now. The fight scene with Mando, Grogu, and the Praetorian guards, right? So last week's episode, I was like, oh yeah, it gave credibility to the Kylo and Rey fight when they just mauled Paz Vizsla.
Yeah.
But then Grogu and Mando, like, it literally looks like they are stumbling through this fight and come out victorious. And all it takes is Praetorian Guard goes to strike Mando, and then Grogu uses the Force to stop them, and then Mando shoots him with the gun, like, literally one time and kills them. Like, it completely.
Well, he went under the mask.
Sure, okay, sure.
Yeah, dude, John Wick
Sure.
style.
He went under
Yeah.
the mask, but the credibility that was given to the episode 9 fight is completely now reverted back.
Oh, of the movies.
Yeah,
Sorry.
of the movies,
Yeah,
of the
movies.
movies, yeah,
Yes.
Is completely reverted back to not credible anymore because the fight scene.
I'm trying to
was,
think if I agree with that.
the fight scene was not that incredible.
I will agree with
Like,
you that it did look
Paz
like they were
Vizsla's-
stumbling. Yeah.
Paz Vizsla's fight
Yeah.
seemed more coordinated. Paz was like literally
I
throwing
think
blows.
here's how you can make it a little better.
Wait, hold on. You were saying Paz Vizsla's fight wasn't incredible?
No, it was incredible because he was
was.
actually throwing blows and he was
Right.
coordinated with his attacks.
Okay.
Where literally Mando and Grogu looked like they were stumbling through this.
I think here's how you make that better.
Yeah.
Like even the and maybe it's because he's still young, but like the way that Grogu used the Force seemed it just felt like
Yeah.
it.
Too advanced?
I feel like Grogu.
No, it felt sloppy.
This moment was Grogu's moment to step up. Like Mando should have got knocked out by one of those guards, and then Grogu takes on all three
yeah,
of
Grogu
them.
takes two of them with
Yes.
the Force
And, you know,
and
there-
smashes them together.
there-
That's what should have happened.
And there-
Give Grogu his moment to shine.
there was a
Come
lot
on,
of
buddy. What are you doing?
There was a lot of scenes where like I was seeing him like force wield.
Yeah.
And I saw weapons like being
Moved around,
moved
yeah.
around. I thought, all right, he's about to grab this thing and he's about to start like going ham.
Yeah.
Never happens. He's just moving it out of their way. Like he's like, oh, too slow.
Yep.
Couldn't catch it.
like
Like-
this whole series, like Grogu, he's now like a staple in the Mandalorian franchise, right? But he has yet to have his moment in the sun, like since the Mudhorn, like
to
all the
be
way in
fair-
the Mudhorn when he's picking up the Mudhorn and he's holding him in the sky. Like, that was
and
it.
Here's what I
Like,
mean. Here's what I mean. In that moment, it was suspenseful. There was like just a bed of music in the background that like, you know, his eyes were closed. You felt it, and everything he did, it was just like they didn't spend enough time. Like they should have shown him like Mando's about to get struck, and then all of a sudden one of those guards is stuck.
Yes.
And then you in the
Oh,
background
my
you see
gosh.
Grogu just with his hand out,
Yeah.
and then he just swipes to the right or
Gosh.
something, right? Like
Why didn't you direct this episode, man?
Yeah, I know,
That would
they
have
should
been
call me, bro.
badass.
That would have
man.
been sick. Or like he pulls them in
Mm-hmm.
and then like does that force explode that Starkiller does and they just vaporize?
yes.
Like, bro,
like
I
for-
would have.
I wanted a force choke.
Grogu did not earn his apprenticeship, and they still granted it to him. Like he didn't. Like all he did is stop them for like 5 seconds for Mando to shoot under their helmet. That's all he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, did he earn his apprenticeship?
And to be honest, like he ran away first. Like he was in his little robot suit, dude, and just being like, no, 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 and then like grabs the guy, and then they turn on him, and he's like, oh, no, no, and then just like backing up and walking away.
That's a good point.
Great point, actually. Gosh, man.
So
It was kind of
it was not the way.
it was kind of cool.
It was not the way at all.
Seeing him save Mando was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, save Mando. Like,
Yeah, when he was he was getting choked out, bro. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't call it saving Mando.
I mean,
I would call
he-
it as like two guys getting their butts kicked, and the one weaker guy like throws a rock at the bullies, and then
To
like,
draw their attention,
to draw their
yeah.
attention, and then realizes that, oh hey, they're not beating my friend up anymore. I should
Ooh,
probably
I don't know.
run.
I think that's tough. I think that's
I don't
tough.
know. They missed their moment to shine. Like,
Oh, I agree with that, for
I
sure.
think this whole entire episode, the
Well,
tone,
you know why?
the feel
You know
of the
why?
episode would have changed.
Because they gave him the Groot moment at the end. Right?
Yeah,
Where he
yeah.
uses the force field to save
to save everybody.
And
but
like, that's the
still,
big moment. But it's not a.
But still,
those
that
beats-
moment was robbed because we didn't get to see an actual charred body where
Yeah.
that moment would have meant something.
Or
if
just
he
like
was destroyed.
I want to
Right.
see Moff Gideon burning alive.
That's what we want. That's what we want,
They
people.
give us nothing. Oh man, we are down on this.
We are all
It
coming
is.
hard. right
Look,
now.
man, it is what
Listen,
it is.
I will point this out. Shamato, he gave this episode a 7 out of 10, and if he was here right now, I feel like he would.
You would bring some balance to
Yeah,
the
he'd bring
force.
some balance to this force because right now we are
Like
100%
I'm trying to
dark
be a
side
little
right
like, well, this one thing happened, and you guys are like, no, that sucked.
Yeah,
it's just
no.
like that one weaker dude throwing a rock at a pulley. I'm
not-
picking on Grogu, man. Grogu was not the biggest problem here.
now. He was not. No.
Yeah, it wasn't. But all right, so I'm not trying to be negative.
hear it.
I still love this
Let's hear it.
episode. I still love this episode because it was Star Wars content, and I feel like as a Star Wars fan, you're gonna love any content that they put out. Regardless.
Blindly?
You may hate it. You may hate the way they directed it, but it's not gonna stop you from watching it. Like when Phantom Menace came out, dude. Like a lot of people had hate on it. I still love it as a movie, and I'm probably still gonna love this episode, and take it for what it is, as just a poor finale. However, with the way that they're making Star Wars episodes, you cannot make a series like Andor, and then come out with the Mandalorian, and then like just have this uncompleted of a series. That's what makes me upset.
Yeah. Well, I think what this finale does for me is, the Mandalorian's finales have been pretty solid so far. I mean, we got freaking
Right,
Luke
yeah.
Skywalker last time, right? But what this does for me is this is just another moment in Disney Plus where the finale blows chunks like bad.
And see,
so
there-
what this does is it makes me very skeptical moving forward with any other Disney Plus show. And like in the penultimate episode when we do it, when we do record our podcast, I'm gonna be all down on the finale. Like I think everything's gonna suck now. Like it's not good, man.
And there's a lot of different things that they could have done as far as like bringing us a post credit scene. Like okay, so the series ends on the 19th, and then you have Jedi Order coming out on the 28th. One of those series you could have had Grogu like reaching out like in need of help, and that post credit scene could have been a in action version of Cal Kestis gearing up to the video game that's about to be released.
That would have been great.
Like
Why
that
not?
would have been
Why
dope,
not
dude.
get that
Why
kind
not?
of crossover?
Yeah, dude. Why not get that double crossover?
Or
Like,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
or like anything involving Moff Gideon being alive or dead,
Yeah.
or escaping, or Thrawn showing up. What's up, losers? Y'all called that.
I
You guys
know.
were all
I know,
wrong
man.
by a
They even
mile.
mentioned Thrawn, and then
They
he was like, "Oh, he doesn't exist." So
I don't-
you're
I
left
I don't
believe
even think
that-
this guy exists. Yeah.
I feel like what they did in this series is what the last 3 Star Wars movies did by just bringing back the same villain when they had an opportunity to bring back another villain or go another route with a story.
Yeah.
Like we got Palpatine back, and that sucked. And they defeat Moff Gideon. He's going to trial. Okay, cool. And now he's back with clones. Like
Yeah.
And the best thing about what you're saying is he could still be alive and back again.
yeah, dude. Like
He could be back again in season 4.
Yeah.
He really could.
Jeez, man.
He
That's
really
this is just
actually
wild.
could.
It's just wild, man. I don't know. It was off. This episode was off. It did not.
That's my thing. Like, what I'm watching, the action was all there, right?
It was all there. Yes, 100%.
But
I have no complaints about the action at all.
The storytelling, except for the fight with,
Oh yeah.
Just-
The Grogu Mandu fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
but with the storytelling and the pacing for sure, and just feeling unsatisfied. That's what really gets me.
yeah,
You know.
facts.
I think Mando and Grogu, the closing scene where Mando is propped up on his porch watching his son play, Din Grogu play with the frog.
Yeah.
And then the closed circle where it's closing and it stops on Grogu.
Yeah.
Like that didn't even match the tone of the show. Like it felt off. I don't know.
Nothing in this
Yeah.
show, nothing
Yeah.
in this episode felt like it matched.
I will say
anything.
this. Him ending at the New Republic bar or whatever the heck that is, right? And saying that he is planning on doing only contract work for the New Republic along the Outer Rim, right? I feel like that kind of gives me a little bit of hope moving forward. And
Okay.
I say that because what made Mandalorian season 1 very special was the missions of the week, but it was done with more of a Western feel, right?
Okay.
And so I feel like him kind of taking over this bounty / sheriff / marshal role in the New Republic will get us kind of back to that the roots of what season 1 brought us. And so I'm looking forward to that in season 4. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe I think that is the best direction to go, rather than building this cohesive story with Bo-Katan and Mando.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, dude, there was a part of me was like, Grogu's Grogu saving his parents right there. I thought they were gonna have like a kiss scene in there in the force field. I thought it was happening, bro.
That's funny. That's funny, man.
Yeah, I don't know what to think moving forward because certainly like that's the only thing that they set up is that he's gonna be doing some case by case contract work.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give us a post-credit scene of Moff Gideon or Thrawn or anything. We didn't get anything about like what's going to happen on Mandalore now that there's no Darksaber. Like, what determines the leader of Mandalore if there's no Darksaber?
I guess they're going to have a different
Democracy?
I feel like it's just going to start over again. So I feel like as of right now, it's going to be Bo-Katan, just because of what the other Mandalorians saw her do with the Darksaber and what she was willing to do. But, eventually that's going to fade. There's not going to be a Darksaber.
But it might not fade, and like we might not get that far along in the storytelling of it.
Correct. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as far as like a culture goes, like, Mandalore and Mandalorians are always known for, repeating their mistakes, in the past and everything. So, I could definitely see them going that route. It did look like, at that ritual scene, or whatever, where you have the kid,
Ragnar.
Ragnar, going through, being bathed in the waters and everything. That whole scene, and then the scene like prior to that in the last episode, really brought up similarities to Boba Fett on whenever they were on Geonosis, and Jango Fett gets his head like decapitated, and he's holding his helmet. That brought up a lot of similarities to that, which I really enjoyed. Connecting those two, and then it seemed like Grogu made a forced connection with the Mythosaur.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
that was definitely a moment. I enjoyed that moment, and
that was cool.
I wish we would have got maybe more of the Mythosaur already, rather than just him continuing to be a myth.
Well, I liked what they did with it, because you didn't know if it was real or not. It seemed very real, but you wasn't aware of like from whose perspective was that from,
right?
And then they cleared up at the end, like, all right, yeah, it's real.
Yeah. Okay, and then kind of Grogu gets his new name, like Din Grogu, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's talk about the naming here in Star Wars, right? So,
okay, let's hear it.
So we have Bo-Katan Kryze, right? We have like Axe Woves, like these are all names, right? Axe Woves, right? Din Djarin. So I'm led to believe his first name is Din, right? Did he just pass on his first name? Shouldn't he be Djarin, Grogu Djarin? Like, I feel like the naming system in Star Wars is a little skewed now. Like, I mean, or is Din a title? I don't know. Like,
maybe he just announces his name like James Bond. Like
James. James Bond. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. That is a good question.
Yeah, because I feel like.
But
Din
you know what? That could
Djarin,
just be simply
which they've called him Din like before, right?
Yeah.
They've called him like. I mean, yeah. I guess can refer to somebody as their last name, like Sandoval. Like, hey, Sandoval. Like, I think that's.
Or Markham.
Kenobi.
Hey, Markham.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Kenobi. Yeah, Kenobi. There you go.
Skywalker. Like you could just say that.
But yeah. Oh yeah. But no, like Din Djarin. I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's just a cultural thing.
I feel like Din Grogu does sound good. It does.
All right,
I have
Din
nothing-
Grogu
yeah.
or Grogu Djarin.
I think Din Grogu. I think.
Yeah, I would agree with Dan. Yeah.
Because I mean, Grogu's already more than one syllable. I feel like the one syllable Din is fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all like grammatical.
I'm just
here.
trying to get you to be positive about something.
I just wanted
I'm
a
fine.
helmet.
I'm fine with
Dude,
the name. Oh, I know. I wanted a helmet so bad.
You wanted
Little
what? You
Grogu,
wanted what?
I wanted a
Helmet.
little Grogu
Helmet.
helmet.
Grogu.
Oh,
dude, yeah.
I know.
God,
Like,
so did so
why didn't
badass,
we get
dude.
that, dude?
I wanted the armor to be like, by the way, I
Yeah,
made
I've
something
made this for
special
you.
for you.
Yeah.
Custom design.
I'm mad
Yeah.
we didn't see a scene that paid off the armor making him the chest plate, because I would have loved to seen a scene where Grogu gets like shot or something hit in the
Yeah.
chest, but because the armor was like kind of donated to him
Beskar.
the Beskar was donated to him, it protected him. That would have been great.
You want to know why they will never put a helmet on him?
Because he looks too cute and sells toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a part of the the radical religious cult. So once that helmet's on, that thing ain't coming off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
dude.
So
Great
it's
point.
like, imagine we got a little Grogu doll. Sorry, we got a little Din Grogu doll here. He's
Yeah.
even smiling. That's kind of weird. Like, they can't have this face have a helmet on it.
No.
Even a Mandalorian
But those
helmet.
ears
that-
sticking out of the helmet
is that-
is so cool, man.
Is that doll life size?
You know
seriously,
what? Yeah.
seriously, bro.
Yeah.
Whenever they show Grogu, because I
Walk,
know that
yeah.
Yoda was small,
Yeah.
but Yoda. I mean, and I know Grogu's obviously much younger, but every time they show Grogu walking alongside Mando, I'm like, man, how can they keep going with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
It looks very cartoony.
Yeah, like
he's
his-
got to grow up at some point, right?
yeah, and his species, like, how long does it take before he can form sentences, before he can use a weapon?
I'm looking
like,
forward to some Grogu dialogue. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that, man.
Well, I think they already said that where did I see it from? Because now I got my it's not even facts, but I think he is supposed to make an appearance in a Star Wars
Movie?
I don't know if it's a movie or an episode, but he's supposed to be like 95 years old or something like that in the series. I saw it somewhere on a post, so it's not confirmed. But
Interesting. Okay.
I do feel like with this character and Grogu and everything, if they do make any future Star Wars content, whether it be a movie or a TV show, we're going to get to see. He's basically going to be like the new Skywalker series. I feel like.
whoa, wait a minute, what do you mean the new Skywalker?
Like
it's gonna be everything's gonna be based on
ba-
Grogu
based
universe.
on
The Grogu
based on
universe?
Grogu growing up and all that kind of
I
stuff.
don't think so.
I don't know about that.
I
man.
think they need a human. They need something. I mean, Grogu's adorable, but I think they're gonna try to find a new, person.
Yeah,
Whether it's
I think so
Rey
too.
or
Yeah.
I mean, I think I don't really know. I don't know what the heck Star
Yeah.
Wars is doing, bro. I mean,
The only reason I say that is because there's so much more that's left undiscovered with Grogu. Like the night of the Order 66 and everything. Like, where were they planning on taking him? How did he get there? How was he chosen to be a Padawan? Who was his parents? If the species is so extinct, where did he come from? With him being like an infant in the within the Jedi Order, it's very rare.
at
It's very
50 or
mysterious. And Star Wars fans love that. That's why we got Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. That's why we got
So-
a Boba Fett series. Any character that has that mysterious background and everything that people want to know more of, like they're going to expand on that. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I made that statement.
no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess my point was like, I can't see him being like.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's going to be like the next like movie or anything, but I definitely see him making cameos within like whatever future projects that they're doing that
he's-
surrounds the same timeline.
He's for sure going to be in Dave Filoni's directed Star Wars movie. Like that's
Yeah.
like he's got to be in that one. Yeah. So since that wraps up the Mando
Yeah.
universe,
Okay. Yeah, I was just about to ask about that. So what do we know? Like,
what was said at Star Wars Celebration was that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are going to be direct and write a movie that's going to wrap up the Mandalorian universe, which they quoted and said Mandoverse is what they said.
Mandoverse. Okay.
Mandoverse
But are we
is
going to get
dope.
another season before that?
I believe so, because I believe the movie's supposed to release in like 2027. So I would imagine that another season would take place. But with their release dates, with their seasons, it's a little questionable.
Yeah.
Because between season 2 and season 3, it's been quite a long time. So
Like a year? 2 years?
2 years, I believe. Yeah.
Because you had Boba Fett in the middle, right?
Yeah. So I do think that we could get at least one more, and two if they're on there ish. One for sure.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But I mean, I'm here. I'm here front and center for anything Mandalorian. I really am. Like, I just wish this episode kind of gave us a little bit more of a look into the future of what they're going to be dealing with, because I feel like as a fan base, if we're gonna have to wait 2 more years again to see another Mandalorian
you wanna know
property,
about the threat.
I want to know about a threat. First off, a threat or a direction that we're gonna be going in. Yeah, I get cool new Republic bounties and stuff, but like, are we gonna see these bounties connect or kind of paint a picture of what the Star Wars universe looked like in the gap between Episode 6, the movie, and Episode 7, the movie? So like,
when there's a whole new First Order,
right? Yeah, exactly. Like, the New Order was not mentioned, but I really wish that maybe Moff Gideon said we need to bring Rise to a new order or something like that. And that would have kind of kicked it off. Like,
a little crumb.
But will the New Republic kind of shine light on a period of Star Wars that has no light shine on it right now? So I would want to see that, or a glimpse of that. But now we just got to wait a year minimum, but most likely 2 years until we see some sort of Mandalorian content. I don't know. I needed more from this episode as a Star Wars fan. And you know what?
Facts.
Could we be getting that in the
Ahsoka series? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Ahsoka series is going to be in its whole other...
Is that a prequel? Or does that predate the events?
I don't know how to classify that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a prequel. I don't know if it's a sequel. I don't know if it's a current present day.
What is
here
current
for it.
present
Yeah,
day
exactly.
in Star Wars?
Exactly. But I mean, all in all, man, I'm here for Star Wars content. I really am, and I'm just excited.
Yeah, I'm only here because you guys make me.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just
if
kidding.
you weren't here right now, you'd be sleeping.
Tonight I would
Or
be.
playing Grand Theft Auto.
No, I'd be asleep. I'm here for it. I like Mando. He's cool.
Yeah. So
All right. I think we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. So
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say.
all right.
All right, ladies and
Shimano,
gentlemen.
we miss you, buddy.
Yeah, Shimano, thanks for listening. We know you're listening out there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I just want to remind you.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I just got one last thing.
Let's hear it.
I will say, with this series, the biggest thing that I appreciated is all the different armor combinations between the different Mandalorians.
Oh, yeah.
Was dope.
Yeah.
Was freaking dope.
Yeah.
Because before, the only Mandalorian style that you knew of was Boba Fett and Jango Fett. And now, like, I feel like it's a huge variety, and
So much variety.
so much
Yeah.
variety, so much different armor, combinations, and it's freaking amazing. That is the one plus, or one of the many pluses that I got from this series.
That's a good shot right there, man.
Yeah, man. All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, now
Appreciate
I'm done.
Now I'm done. All right. Well, we're done too. Thanks for joining, everybody. We want to remind you to hit the subscribe button wherever you are watching. Share the podcast with your friends, and to also follow us on social media at Royal Geek Pod. With all that in mind, for my good friends Sandy and Applezax, this is T-Roll saying thank you so much for listening to the Royal Geek Podcast. We will see you next time, you peasants.